I am Tora, and recounting this tale evokes a profound sense of vulnerability within me. It's an intensely intimate journey that I've kept to myself, yet perhaps articulating it will aid in my understanding of it all. Last summer, my brother and his wife entrusted me with the care of their son, Bayan, during their weekend getaway. Bayan had recently crossed the threshold into adulthood, a vibrant and introspective young man whose presence was always a source of comfort and ease. I consented readily, envisioning a familiar few days filled with films, treats, and effortless dialogue. The initial day passed without incident. Bayan and I immersed ourselves in a comedy series, sharing laughter over whimsical jokes and reconnecting on the nuances of life. All seemed ordinary, yet I could never have foreseen the extent of the transformation that awaited. The next day, as the late morning sun cast its warm glow, Bayan casually remarked that he was about to step out to rendezvous with some friends. With the house all to myself for a few precious hours, I felt a wave of contentment wash over me as I chose to unwind in the sanctuary of my bedroom. With the door slightly ajar, I perused social media for a while before opting to watch something that might elevate my spirits. All appeared to be as it should. I never once considered the possibility that Bayan could return ahead of schedule. Suddenly, the door swung open, catching everyone off guard. Startled, I pivoted to find Bayan before me, his expression one of astonishment. "Dear Tora, I forgot my keys," he said quickly, yet his expression revealed a deeper truth than his words conveyed. In that fleeting instant, it felt as though time had come to a standstill. A wave of heat surged to my cheeks, a telltale sign of my embarrassment, as I hurriedly sought to shield myself, longing for the ground to swallow me whole. "Bayan, you should knock," I managed to say, my voice quivering with uncertainty. His eyes darted anxiously, and he took a step back, murmuring an apology. "I'm sorry," he murmured, his voice barely above a whisper, before he turned and exited the room. The remainder of the day unfolded in a heavy, uncomfortable silence. Bayan averted his gaze, and an unfamiliar tension hung in the air between us. That evening, as we gathered in the living room, I resolved to confront the events that had transpired. "Bayan," I started tentatively, regarding what happened earlier, "let's just let it go, all right?" He nodded swiftly, yet his expression stayed inscrutable. Indeed, I believed that would mark the conclusion, yet the discomfort persisted. In the days that followed, Bayan appeared to conjure up reasons to linger in my presence with increasing frequency. Subtle gestures, fleeting looks. Everything felt peculiar, yet an undeniable bond was beginning to take shape between us. As the sun dipped below the horizon and the remnants of dinner lay scattered about, Bayan made his way toward me. His voice wavered slightly, yet remained unwavering. "Tora, may we have a conversation?" I pivoted to meet his gaze, my hands absorbing the fabric of a dish towel as I dried them off. "Certainly. What thoughts occupy your mind?" I can't stop thinking about what happened," he admitted, a flush creeping across his cheeks. "Bayan, it was an accident," I said hastily. "It's best not to linger on it." "It's more than that," he remarked, moving a step nearer. "Your presence transforms me. It feels as though I can share anything with you." His words caught me off guard. Uncertain of how to reply, I chose to remain quiet, wishing he would elaborate further. "You're a person I hold in the highest regard," he continued, "and I believe I may be experiencing something deeper than that." His revelation rendered me speechless. Bayan was my nephew, and the mere idea of anything beyond the bounds of familial affection was utterly inconceivable. Yet, as he remained there, exposed and sincere, I couldn't ignore the attraction that enveloped me. It felt wrong, and yet I found myself unable to turn away from it. "Dear Bayan," I whispered gently, "this cannot occur. You are my family." "I understand," he said, his voice trembling, "but I've never experienced anything like this before." I rested my hand on his shoulder, seeking to bring a sense of calm to our shared uncertainty. "It is essential that we establish clear boundaries. Your emotions, though valid, are not something we can translate into action." Even after our discussion, the unease lingering between us remained palpable. Bayan's presence lingered like a haunting echo, a constant reminder of the tangled emotions that swirled within me. I endeavored to concentrate on my own existence, yet his messages and visits persisted. As the sun dipped below the horizon, a message from Bayan illuminated my screen. "May I come over? I wish to have a conversation." After a moment of uncertainty, I offered my response. "Very well. Upon his arrival, a solemn expression graced his features. "Tora," he began, "I know you said this isn't right, but I can't help but think about you. Your ability to comprehend me is unparalleled. A rare gift that sets you apart from everyone else." "Bayan," I stated with conviction, "this isn't about our desires. It concerns the essence of righteousness. So why does it seem so vivid?" he inquired, his tone laced with exasperation. I found myself without a response. The reality was I couldn't quite grasp the reason. Yet I understood that we mustn't allow these emotions to dominate us. As the days passed, we succeeded in preserving a facade of normalcy. Yet each exchanged glance and every solitary moment was imbued with an electric tension. Bayan's candor compelled me to face my own emotions, emotions I was not prepared to acknowledge. For years, the fabric of my marriage had been frayed and worn. My husband, Bayan Mark, frequently seemed aloof, his focus entirely absorbed by his job. The emotional emptiness I experienced with him only deepened the perplexity of my bond with Bayan. One evening, after Bayan Mark departed for a business trip, Bayan sent another text. "I need to see you." I responded, "Not this evening. It's rather intricate." His reply came without hesitation. "I shall maintain my distance if you please. I simply need to converse." Despite my reservations, I found myself in agreement. Upon Bayan's arrival, he paused at the threshold, a mix of hesitation and resolve coursing through him. "I don't wish to complicate matters for you," he said, "but I cannot feign indifference." I let out a weary sigh, moving aside to grant him entry. "Bayan, we have traversed this path before." "I know," he said, his voice unwavering. "Yet, you are worthy of happiness, and it is evident that you are not experiencing it." His words pierced through the silence, leaving a profound Bayan mark. He was not mistaken. My marriage had transformed into a mere facade, and Bayan's presence illuminated a chasm I had not even acknowledged existed. Yet, to admit that seemed akin to traversing a boundary I could never return from. "Bayan, this isn't about what I am entitled to," I stated. "Concerns what is just." He nodded, his gaze reflecting a blend of sorrow and comprehension. "I wanted to take a moment to express my feelings to you." Following that evening, I made a commitment to dedicate myself to mending my marriage. Bayan Mark and I envisioned a weekend escape to rekindle our bond, yet the chasm separating us seemed impossible to bridge. Each effort to engage in conversation seemed to fizzle out, leaving me to ponder Bayan more than I cared to acknowledge. Upon our return home, a realization dawned upon me. Something had to shift. I found myself unable to endure this state of uncertainty, caught in the struggle between my obligations and my feelings. In time, Bayan and I discovered a means to preserve our bond while respecting the limits we had set. Our connection endured, yet we were acutely aware of the boundaries that existed between us. Though it posed challenges, it was essential. Cheplai boi turbasarbat ai. Hey non kaplan fin ban kong gioi honda loi bothong bao nai.